This is Michael Danner, and I am part of Group 6. Our case is over corporate social responsibility in the retail industry. In the U.S., it is very common for a company to engage in socially responsible behavior as part of their daily operations. This was nearly unheard of a generation ago. In fact, it was more likely that you would have heard of corporations hurting the environment rather than helping. Many companies actually go the extra mile to help in such things such as supporting local schools, reducing their energy usage, and donating to national charities. Why implement a CSR program in your company, you ask? Well, getting on board with good socially responsible behavior promotes your image, improves employee morale, and typically saves money in the long run of the organization. Now that I have stated why a company should use CSR, I will now tell you the goals of the study. The study looks at if there are any trends within the retail industry on its use of CSR, are some companies better than others in terms of CSR, and finally, are there certain aspects of CSR that are used more than the others?
So the question is, why so many companies take socially responsible actions? What are their incentives? Generally, corporate social responsibility promotes a positive image, bolsters employee morale, and saves money. The first incentive is the possible financial gains in these activities. Socially responsible firms tend to report long-term gains and increase in the value of the firm. Second, the reputation of an organization is an especially strong motivation to engage in socially responsible behavior. A study shows 75% of the value of an organization relates to its reputation. What's more, corporate social responsibility can increase employee morale and job satisfaction. It makes the firm more attractive, helps on recruiting, draws larger applicants pool, and it also increases employee retention rates and reduces training costs. Finally, stakeholders theory indicates that companies must satisfy stakeholders both inside and outside the organization to be successful, while inside stakeholders only include employees and stockholders. Outside stakeholders include suppliers, customers, and communities.
I'm Zach Peachy. I'm going to talk about opponents of social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility has really evolved to become more relevant in companies that want to increase their value. The idea of social responsibility has really come into play the last decade or so, but before this explosion in corporate social responsibility, some business people were opponents to this idea. Opponents like economist Milton Friedman believe that social responsibility was not a part of the company's obligations, but in fact that the only obligation for firms was to produce profits for its shareholders, and therefore thought that socially responsible behavior was outside the purpose of the firm, and considered it a waste of company resources. Other opponents say it may distract the company from more important aspects of its business. For example, instead of donating time and money to the community, the company should take the money and time and put it towards analyzing and executing other business opportunities to help increase the value of the firm. Another argument against social responsibility is that a company should reinvest funds in the business, like adding new stores or new equipment, rather than contribute to socially responsible activities. Others simply think that social responsibility is just a firm looking for good publicity. The view on a corporation's socially responsibility can negate many of the firm's positive attributes.
This is Jeremy Barron with Group 6. Our article provided us with a multiple case study based on the social responsibility actions taken by the 25 largest retailers in the United States. For this study, drugstores and grocery stores were excluded in order to provide consistency. Each reported socially responsible action was categorized based off one of three aspects: the environment, social causes, or the local community. And each of these aspects were then further examined to determine any possible trends, whether some companies socially outperformed others, or which retailers spent the most on social responsibility. Most of these actions could be easily found on each company's website, and furthermore, each company would highlight the specific actions and include financial expenditures to further back the reports.
This is Jake Campbell of Group 6. And of these 25 companies studied, 23 were found to be actively participating in corporate social responsibility. I'm sure many of you have a negative outlook on Walmart, but they were actually found to be one of the largest contributors, having donated more than 127 million pounds of food to Feeding America in 2009. They also achieved a 60% increase in their vehicle fuel efficiency since 2005. Some other leading contributors were Costco, which has implemented solar technology systems on 19 of their stores, Home Depot, which donated more than $1 million to relief efforts in the Gulf Coast region after Hurricane Katrina struck. Target has both cardboard and electronics recycling programs. They also donate 5% of their net income each week to support their local communities. Lowe's employees participate in more than 1,000 volunteer projects across the nation. And a few other notable instances of sustainability are Family Dollar donated 600 school uniforms to students in Charlotte, North Carolina. GameStop teamed with Make-A-Wish Foundation to provide free video games to children around the world. Office Depot also offers a limited number of free resumes, copies, and faxes for those that are unemployed in the area. And Amazon has employees donated hundreds of books to the Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center.
Now we can answer 3 Mingo questions. Almost all of the 25 retail companies reported at least some level of support for social responsibility. They tend to support socially responsible initiatives within their areas of business, and some support different aspects of sustainability more than others. Other trends include a high number of the retail gains established company-wide recycling programs. More companies are installing solar power systems in their various locations, and more than half of the companies listed financial numbers related to their social responsible activities. The methods of communicating this information varied. 9 of the 25 retailers produced separate reports on social responsibility in addition to their annual reports. 6 follow the transparent reporting guidelines of the GRI, and 1 had its social responsibility report reviewed by an independent third party.